What is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do NFL Week 14 Beast Picks. Joining me, Rainy 48.
That's me.
That is you. So coming out of Thanksgiving, we both did very good, but I was one game ahead of you at 12-4
On the week.
on the week.
I
Yes.
thought you meant actually. I thought you meant actually out of the Thursday and Friday games. I'm like, no, we came out of Friday.
No,
Tied 2-2.
Thursday games we were pretty even. Thursday games
Friday we were even 2-2. Thursday you had me 2-1.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was pretty solid for the special games, but again, it was a solid week for both of us. You got 11-5, I was 12-4, one game, full 16 game strength schedule. We will have some buys in this week's edition, though. I think this is the last week of buys.
This is the last week of buys.
Yes, they can't do it on Thanksgiving week, but they can do it on the week 14. That's how they do it. But anyways, the first game, Thursday Night Football. You got the Dallas Cowboys at the Detroit Lions, Amazon 8:15.
The Lions are a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, look, Dallas Cowboys surprised me on Thanksgiving. Detroit Lions, obviously, my Packers own them. Yep.
Yeah, but do you own the division?
We will be this week.
Yeah, no. Isn't there somebody still ahead of you in the division?
That's because we haven't played him yet. That ends this week. Yeah. How's your division going, by the way?
Yeah, we're not winning it. I'm lucky to be in the playoffs, but I'm not trying to act here like we're supposed to win it.
We are supposed to win it.
That's
We beat the team that was Super
on
Bowl
to this
contenders
game.
the past 2 years.
I don't care. So do the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl.
The Cowboys aren't Super Bowl contenders. The Lions were. Lions were the Super Bowl contenders for the past 2 years.
The Cowboys just beat both teams in the Super Bowl from last year.
Yeah, but I don't think they're contenders. The Lions were contenders. The Lions were contenders for 2 years. Were they not contenders for the past 2 years?
How are you going to tell me about you beating contenders, but yet the Cowboys just beat the two teams in the Super Bowl last year?
City's having an off year, though.
Okay, but so is Detroit.
Yeah, but Detroit has a...
if you're counting Detroit when it be a contender the last 2 years, you can't tell me that you're not counting.
Whatever. Point being is, we're putting an end to that this week, and we'll get to that later when that game comes up here on the list. Anyways, Detroit Lions at the Cowboys at the Detroit Lions. Who was the favorite?
The Lions.
Okay, it was you said 3 points.
Yes.
Points. Okay. Even though the Cowboys play good against the Chiefs, Lions still are playing very good. We beat them, but it obviously was not an easy task. And also the Lions had a lot of slipping going on. I think the Lions do rebound here, as much as I hope they lose. I'm going to say it is 31-24. I'm going to do it in the reverse thing. Detroit Lions beat the Cowboys.
So now is the time where I unfortunately have to say something nice about your Packers. No matter what and how the changes have been to Dallas, I still don't buy that they're a viable defense. I think it's that they've been playing weaker offenses the last 2 weeks. They have gotten better, but they are still not a championship caliber defense. That being said, I think that's going to play an advantage here. I think being at home and knowing that there's desperation now to keep a playoff spot comes in favor for Detroit. And I think they're going to pile the points on in this event. I'm going to say 35-24 Detroit Lions.
All right. Next we have the Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. This is the first 1 o'clock game listed.
A battle of boring shit. The Browns are a 4-point favorite.
Well, except for Shador Sanders playing. It's the only thing people are interested in this game. Um, yeah, and that's the only thing that's marketable about this game, honestly, because that's what people want to see. They want to see how Shador is going to do. So, I liked a lot of the things that he did in the last game, despite them losing. Um, they were in that game for a while until they started doing dumb shit like the fourth down play. None of the mistakes that were made were on him. It was a special teams. Then there was a fourth down where they decided to not have him on the field for that. Then I think it was like third, like on the fourth, they did another fourth down where it was inside their 30 or whatever. And again, they didn't have him in there for that, which is just stupid. Trust your damn quarterback, Kevin Stefanski. But you know, you never really liked him to begin with. So there's that disconnect. Um, I think because Tennessee isn't a good team, and the Browns obviously have a strong defense. That is their strong point. I do think the Browns will get the win. I would like to see more from Shador Sanders because I don't think even though he's starting, I don't think he's getting enough playing time in there, especially in key moments. Like I said, these fourth downs, these wildcat things that they're doing, taking them off. That is, you know, you're trying to develop a young quarterback here. You need to have him on the same page, and they really. And again, if they decide to keep Shador Sanders for next year and have him be the quarterback, those draft picks got to go to wide receivers because their wide receivers suck. Uh, Jerry Jeudy, just to clarify, is the wide receiver that was complaining about Shador Sanders. Uh,
Complaining or the video of him
yeah,
getting animated on the sidelines.
the video that went well. He also fumbled the ball against the Raiders too on that wide
So
open
so I
pass.
love
He
it
high
when
stepped.
any other receiver does this. It's fine. But suddenly what? Because it's Deion's kid, you're not supposed to do it? Because Steph Diggs used to do it
No,
to Josh
no, I'm
Allen.
saying no. I'm just saying
Steph
that
Diggs
like
did it to Josh Allen.
it was a bad play. Just it was a bad play. It was a botch. But don't complain to Shador when you make bad plays.
And Cedric Tillman's coming off an injury, and he's been very good when healthy. And every time that Shador Sanders has thrown towards Cedric Tillman, he's missed him by a country mile. So I don't want to hear that because like they've
Young
had receivers
quarterback.
that are open
And the
and
receiver.
score.
No,
What's the score?
I'm gonna say it is what? We're gonna say 24-13 Browns.
I'm going with the Browns here because they're the home team. I don't think it really matters. Both these teams suck. I'm gonna say it's 14-6 Browns. All right.
But
Well, I put my prediction in. Let's go to the next game.
all right. Next we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons.
The Seahawks are a 7-point favorite.
Um, yeah, Seattle Seahawks, I think easily get the W. Falcons, a lot of issues. Obviously, you know they don't have the starting quarterback in anymore. Cousins is doing okay, but I mean, you know, he's at the end of his ropes right now as a career, and you know, Sam Darnold is just playing really good. And I know they played the Vikings last week, and it wasn't, even though that was a revenge game for him, it wasn't that much to write up about in that game, especially when you didn't really have a starting quarterback in that game. Um, but yeah, I think Seattle wins. Give me 26-14. I don't think it's going to be that hard of a victory for the Seahawks here.
Yeah, I mean, if Atlanta had a better chance of running against Seattle, I might call it closer. Bijan Robinson's the lifeblood of Atlanta. I'm going with Seattle here. Give me 21-10.
All right. Next we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Colts are a 1.5-point favorite.
Um, it's going to be close. I think this one's going to be a close game. It's division rivals. Jacksonville has been, you know, on and off all year on a lot of the teams, but this is a division rivals. Colts, they're starting to a little slimmer a little bit the past couple of weeks. Um, there's going to be some urgency, I think. Um, could go either way. I'm going to say 24-21 Jaguars in an upset in overtime.
See, I wouldn't even call it an upset. Let's be fair. The Colts were what, 7-0?
At one point, yeah,
And
Indiana
and they're
Jones.
and they're 8-4 now. So there's a big fall off here. They're seeing problems. The offense isn't gelling like it quite
Also,
did.
Gardner's out too right now.
That they didn't have Gardner before.
I
They
know,
didn't
but
have.
I'm just saying that's another key component too. I mean,
I'm
they
going with
traded
the
for
fact
him.
that the offense isn't hot, isn't flying on all cylinders here. The Jaguars keep finding a way to get it done, even when they probably shouldn't, because they didn't necessarily play great against the Titans last week. I'm going with the Jags. I told you a couple weeks back I wouldn't be shocked if the Jags won this division, and they're trending that way.
If the Colts keep going down south, then yeah, there's a good opportunity.
Give me the Jags, especially because if the Jags win, whatever one of these teams lose helps the Bills. But
Yeah.
Jags win here 27-17.
All right. Washington Commanders at the Minnesota Vikings.
I can't understand this one, but the Vikings are a 1.5 point favorite.
Who's the starting quarterback? What was it? 1 point? Was it one or you said two?
1.5.
One. Okay. I mean, I know it's a pick 'em, but I mean, come on. I mean, Marcus Mariota just had a pretty good game against the
Almost beat the
almost beat
Broncos.
the Broncos. Unfortunately, it was just a tip away on a 2 point conversion, literally. Um, so yeah, I don't know what Vegas is on this one. I'm going with the Washington Commander Redskins to win the game. Um 27-7.
Point blank, I think the Vegas odds makers are just looking at the fact that Minnesota's at home. I don't care if you have Max Brosmer, JJ McCarthy, or you dust off Dante Culpepper coming out of retirement to play quarterback. It's not going to matter. The Vikings are not good. Um, I'm going to say Washington blows them out. I'm going to say 27-6.
Yeah. Not looking good for you, Vikings. You were 14-2 last year. What are you doing?
Well, they got rid of Sam Darnold and lost a bunch of defensive pieces.
Exactly.
One of their best pieces being one that's still sitting on free agency that they could have gone to get. I don't understand it.
Yes. All right. So, next 1 o'clock game, Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills are somehow a 5.5 point favorite.
What, you're not confident in them beating Joe Burrow?
Burrow looked good last week. Let's be fair. Let's be fair where it comes down to. He didn't have T. Higgins. He has had what, almost 2 full months of missed time, and he came in like he didn't skip a beat.
It was the Ravens, though.
Yeah,
They're not doing that good.
you're right, but I mean it doesn't mean shit. They still hung 30 points against a good secondary at least. If there's one thing the Ravens are good at, their corners are solid. Um, I, I'm gonna hope that the line is healthy for Buffalo and that the defensive line shows up. They can put pressure on Cincy. They should have no problem winning this game. And since he's also been horrific on the run, the game will probably go through James Cook's legs again. I'm gonna say Buffalo 28, Cincinnati 20.
I'm going with the Bills to win the game. Josh Allen, I think, is due for a really good game. The game against the Steelers wasn't particularly that good. It disappointed me as a fantasy owner of him.
You can
But
thank Joe Brady for that.
yeah. Um, but you know, the Bills know that they're in a dogfight. They're probably not gonna win the division, barring a Patriots collapse. Um,
Given that you would need to hope the Patriots lose a game in the next 2 weeks to Buffalo in 15, so that's one that you could okay, realistically could talk yourself into. Week 16, you're looking at
They play him in the
the
final.
Ravens, who just lost to the Bengals,
Yeah.
and week 17, the Jets.
Oh, don't they?
It's
When did they play the? When did the Bills play him again? I
the
thought they
Bills
played.
play them in week 15 after the
Oh,
Bills play them next week.
oh, okay. I thought they. I don't know why I thought they were in the final week. Okay.
Nope. Nope.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, they would have to hope that essentially they would lose like the rest of their games, and they would have to win all their games essentially.
I mean, if they could drop one game, you could realistically get there with a tiebreaker because you would both have split a game.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think regardless, I don't think regardless they'd be able to because I think
Yeah.
they would have. I think the tiebreaker would go to divisional wins, and New England has this anyhow.
I think it's. I think it's. Isn't it conference or something is
I think it's
worse?
division, and
Oh,
New
okay.
England's
I thought it was
only loss. I
conference.
don't think New England lost early season to the Jets or the Dolphins, right?
No, I don't think so.
Exactly.
But I
So
thought it was
it's
conference first, but maybe it was maybe it is division first.
or maybe
Um, it doesn't matter. It's still a long shot regardless. But yeah, I think Bills do win. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do 28 to 14. I'm gonna say the Bills get a two-score game on them and win. I'm confident it's at home. Bills tend to play better at home, and not to mention Josh Allen is still due for a really good game. And there's urgency because again, they're probably not going to win their division, but they still have to keep fighting for the playoff spot, the top playoff seed, for the wild card spot, which is the fifth. So that's what they're basically fighting for at this point. So yeah, I'm going with the Bills.
so. Here's the other thing you want to look at for that game. Holy crap! For once, Buffalo won't be a wind tunnel. The Bills might be able to throw the ball during that game.
Oh, because it's not snowing.
No, it won't be windy. The
No,
max
no,
wind
yeah,
gust will be 15 miles per hour. Last week here on Sunday, granted they played in Pittsburgh, was 48-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
yeah. All right. All right. The next game is the crap duster of the teams. We got the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Bucks are an 8.5 point favorite.
And it should be. I mean, the Saints got really nothing going for them right now.
They
I
almost
don't,
beat Miami.
well, yeah, but that's the Dolphins. And in that
Yeah,
case,
Baker played last week. He didn't do a whole bunch.
okay, well, in that case, that was a bait and switch. On that, I'm going with the Buccaneers. Got to go with the Buccaneers. Buccaneers, the Panthers keep surprising me every week, so they're gonna have to stay with them. So you can't drop a game like the New Orleans Saints and contend for that division still, especially with the Panthers lying right up there with them. Give me the Buccaneers, uh, 24 to 17. Buccaneers.
Yeah, man, I'm honestly with you on that. Carolina's got a bye week, which honestly helps set them up a little bit for that final run to see who wins the division. Um, that being said, 2 weeks from this week, you do get Carolina, Tampa. That'll probably be what decides the division, that game directly. New Orleans is bad, plain and simple. There's not a running back there. There's no receivers there. Um, I don't know how they've won what they've won because I would say they're the worst team in the league. Um, I think you could blindfold Baker Mayfield and they're still going to win this game. Um,
The Yanks.
give me Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay 28, New Orleans 3.
All right. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens are a 5.5 point favorite.
Vegas, you're about to lose money on this one. Um, the Ravens are bad. The Steelers have been
Are also
inconsistent.
bad.
They're inconsistent. Aaron Rodgers playing, they're gonna win that game. Um, hopefully he is healthy the whole game because I have zero confidence in their backup quarterback. Um, And defense plays good. Lamar has been inconsistent all year. There's just been some type of disconnect with the Ravens. I thought the Ravens, what is I had, or I thought the Ravens would have done a lot better against the Bengals, but they didn't. Um, and yeah, I think even if it being a low scoring game, if it's a classic Steeler Ravens low scoring game thing, I still think the Steelers come out on top on this with their more experienced defense. They were very close with the Bills for a while. They were actually leading that game at halftime until the collapse in the second half. Um, so I'm going with the Steelers. I think the Steelers will win. Um, and this is their first time this season meeting each other, which is very late in the season. Situation that we're going on with the Bears right now. But
and
yeah,
and also the Jaguars,
yeah,
the
it's
Jags
really
and
weird.
Colts first meeting of the year, and they will face off again in Week 17.
Yeah, it's really weird. We're in like a sandwich situation. We're playing them like 2 weeks later. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna say Steelers. I'm gonna say it's low scoring because I'm the typical Steeler Ravens game, and I'm gonna say it is like 20-12 Steelers.
I have no faith in anything that's going on in Pittsburgh. I could sit here and spend all day on it, but it'll just be me talking to a wall because you'll fight every bit of it because Aaron Rodgers is your god and you pray to him. Um,
Not my
the
favorite
team's
quarterback.
broken. The team is broken. They allowed him too much fucking power. It's the same situation the Jets had. I have no faith in either of these two teams, but as long as he keeps forcing his way in injured, he's not helping anybody around him. Um, how did you watch the game last week?
Yeah, I did.
How awful did his handoffs look?
Okay, okay. I mean,
No, no,
they were still
because
winning the game. They were still winning the game for a while there until the second
the
half.
one of the bottom five teams in the league at run defense,
They were
and you
still
don't
winning the
think
game in the first
one
half.
of the bottom five teams in run defense, and you don't think the fact that they couldn't muster over 60 yards rushing doesn't have anything to do with his weak, limp wrist handoffs because he insisted on playing.
And they would have done any better with Mason Rudolph, who threw a pick the first snap he got in the game again.
Yeah,
For the
coming in cold. And what happened the snap before that?
what
Oh,
you
that's right.
talking
Aaron
about? The
Rodgers got
sack,
absolutely
the
crucified
sack,
and fumbled
the
the ball, and
sack.
it was a yeah strip sack touchdown. Go figure. And that was not on on May or
That's more on the
Rudolph.
offensive line for not protecting him. That was for
Yeah,
blindside hit. That's a
yeah.
blindside hit.
Um, I
I mean,
I
it's
have no
happened to
faith
a
in
bunch of
Pittsburgh.
quarterbacks.
I can't wait to see for the first time since the Bill Cowher era that the Steelers have a losing record courtesy of Aaron Rodgers, so they can right the wrongs next year and get rid of the bum. I'm going to say the Ravens win this year and lock up the division. Give me Baltimore 21, Pittsburgh 10.
I mean, the division wouldn't even be locked up from that. They
It'll
still have
put
to play
it far
Denver.
enough away. It'll start to put it in the right direction. Pittsburgh's on how many games slide?
No, they're tied right now. So that wouldn't exactly, especially since they play again a couple weeks later. So, and also the Bengals technically are still in the mix too because of that. That's why like that's why the Browns aren't technically eliminated yet because because the division isn't really that good right now. If you can believe that.
Yeah, but then the
Um,
Browns get the Bears and the Bills in 2 of the next 3 weeks. The Browns are as eliminated as they can be.
I'm not saying the Browns are going to win, but I'm saying as of right now they're not mathematically eliminated because of that. But yeah, I have zero confidence in the Browns winning it. Um,
90% of the AFC isn't eliminated.
I know.
The
That,
Jets
that's
aren't eliminated.
Yeah, that's just how the ball rolls sometimes. I mean, the Raiders officially got eliminated at least though. Um, anyways, speaking of division rivals, your division rivals, the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets.
The Dolphins are a 3 point favorite.
Um, you know, could go either way with this one. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the upset just because I'm just sick of the Dolphins. And I just really want. Well, they're not gonna fire Mike McDaniels, but maybe give it a little hope that they actually do fire him. So I'm gonna go with the Jets, 27-14, Jets.
Yeah, man, I'm going with the Jets too. I again, I don't think the Dolphins are good. I think they're lucky. They probably shouldn't have beaten the Saints. If you want to play by comparison, the Jets beat the Falcons, who've looked a lot better than the Saints all year. I'm going with the Jets 24 to 15.
All right. First 405 game, we have the Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Broncos are a 7.5 point favorite.
Yeah. I don't see the Raiders having any chance in hell winning this game. They fired Chip Kelly, which probably is a good thing, but yet again, Mark Davis is on the bill for another millions of dollars. How many coaches he fired in the past, like, what, 5 years now? He's on the hook for all those.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Chip Kelly's an offensive coordinator, so it's a little bit
Well,
less
yeah,
money.
but he was the highest paid offensive coordinator though, so they paid him a ton of money, and they're gonna still pay him a bunch of money now, I guess, for the next couple of years. Since they just signed him this year. Go figure. But anyways, I don't see any way the Raiders can win. I know it's a division rival, but the Raiders haven't done shit. They look like crap, and the Broncos, you know, they got some little things that they got to clean up, but they're still winning in the end, and I don't see how they lose to this team. Broncos win pretty easily, 28-7. Easy win for the Broncos.
I mean, I could see a way feasibly I could see the Raiders winning this. It just won't happen. If Baltimore got off of Geno Smith's dick and decided they were going to try to either A, put Aiden O'Connell back in, or B, put Kenny Pickett in and see what either of the two young kids have, they might not be in terrible situation. Um, and then unfortunately, when the draft comes around, they're going to go find whoever the fastest, tallest, goofiest quarterback is, and he might not be able to throw a ball 10 yards, but because he's fast and fun looking, the Raiders will draft him. Um,
The Al Davis method.
exactly. It doesn't the apple doesn't fall far from rotting on the tree. I'm going with Denver here. It's just a gimme. It's a layup at this point. And I don't think Denver's going to score a lot because they haven't looked very strong offensively. That's why I'm not too concerned with them being the number 2 seed. If Buffalo has to go through Denver to start, that would almost be thankful. Um, give me Denver 21. Give me 21 nothing. Pitch and a shutout.
Shutout City. All right. 425. We got the LA Rams at the Arizona Cardinals.
The Rams are an 8 point favorite.
Um, all right. Yeah. I mean, I know the Rams got upset to the Panthers, which I'm still stunned by. When I seen that score, I was like, wow, that's a real surprise. Um,
To be fair, and I don't know if you believe in this at all, but the term Harry kneeling, where the commentators constantly speak of one thing that one team's doing particularly well, and then it ultimately reverses that, the commentators Harry kneeled Matt Stafford. All they talked about after the first drive was how he's gone on this impressive run without any turnovers, and then he proceeds to have 3 turnovers in the game. That's 100% of jinx in the commentators.
well, nonetheless, jinx or not, I don't think they're gonna lose this game. I think they come back uh with urgencies because they can't drop games like this at this point in the season when you're trying
Especially
to
it's a
be,
three-way tie at the moment right now, isn't
yeah,
it?
position for the playoffs right now. The Bears would be the number one seed right now, which is
I'm not even
just
talking about that.
it's insane to think about.
It's the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners all have 9 wins at the moment. So it is literally a three-way tie at the
Oh, you're talking
moment
about
in the
their
division.
division, yeah. Yeah, it's that's gonna be nuts in itself too. Especially when you have obviously the people in the North, my division, are also contending for playoffs as well right now. There's going to be some teams that are going to be left under the bag, if you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, I say the Rams win. Um, I'm going to say 27-9. I don't think this is going to be that competitive. Rams win.
No, heed my word when I say this. I would not be shocked to see the Cardinals upset them. However, I'm not picking that. I think I agree with you. The urgency the Rams are going to see is going to be totally different. Give me the Rams 31, the Cardinals 10.
All right. Game of the week. The Chicago Bears at my Green Bay Packers for the control of the division.
Well, I've already seen what's going to tilt this game, and it's the fact that the Packers are a 6.5 point favorite.
Well, it's in Green Bay, so that's why they're
Yes, but I think that's going to fire up the Bears to playing feeling disrespected.
well, disrespected or not. At the same time, Green Bay's always going to be motivated. They've had a chip on their shoulder all year. They have taken the games the games that they have lost. They've taken the team for granted. You know, they lost to a crappy Browns team. They lost to not a really good Panthers team, though they are starting to look better now. Um, And the Eagles did not play particularly good when we lost to them. That we lost to them by a field goal. Our offense played like shit. If our offense didn't play like shit that week, we would have won against them because our defense was killing them on offense. If our like I said last week against the Lions, if our defense plays the way they do, like they've been playing all year, and we have an offensive performance and we play good on offense, and Jordan Love had 4 touchdown passes. We do good on a run game. Okay. There isn't really that many teams that are going to be able to beat us. And that's what we got to do against the Bears. Like, we have a complete team if our offense plays spectacular because our defense is just dominating. Our Parsons is I know you're not a big fan of Parsons, but he is dominating that entire line. He dominated the Lions in that game. He's been dominating people for weeks now. If we can do that, the Bears have no shot against us. Okay, that is not just hyperbole. That is legit. We can beat any team if we play that way. I'm going with the Packers, obviously,
No
but I
shit.
do think we could win. I do think we can win the game. I do truly believe we can win the game.
What's the
Um,
score?
I'm gonna say it is going to be it's going to be like the Lions. It's going to be competitive. The Bears are going to keep coming, but if we get up on them early, it's going to be like the Lions. They're going to have to follow us. I'm going to say 34-24. Packers. Go Pack, go.
No, I'm going with the Bears.
Of course, you're going to go with the Bears. I knew you were going
Um,
to go with the Bears.
I'm going with the Bears here. They need to find a way to lock that in if they want to win this division. Caleb Williams has looked good. They have a lot of skill parts around the team. Their defense hasn't been a slouch either. Um, like you said, man, the Packers are famous for taking teams for granted, and I think this is that game. I think they're going to walk in like you. Well, we own the Bears until they do. They know they don't at the
I don't
moment.
think they're going to do that with the Bears because
No,
they
I
know the
think they
Bears are a
are.
good team. The Bears
And
are a
I'm
good
gonna
team.
go. I'm gonna go with the Bears 27, the Pack 24.
Are you saying like a field goal at the end of the game?
Sure.
All right. We'll see how that goes. All right.
Sunday night.
Sunday Night Football. Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Don't know how, but the Chiefs are a 3.5 point favorite.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. The Texans defense has been very good lately, as we have seen. Um, Chiefs threw 4 touchdown passes and a loss, but I don't see them doing that in this game. It's not a really good matchup for Mahomes. Um, I'm gonna say the Texans win. Give me. I'm gonna say 20-10. Defensive game. Texans.
I'm going Texans as well. I'm gonna really stun people here. Give me 24-7.
Okay. So you're
Houston's
going
been
more
front.
with the passing game.
Houston has been frustrating the hell out of every team lately, and I'm not thinking that Mahomes is gonna be the one to break the streak.
All right. If Final game is the Monday night football game. We have the Philadelphia Eagles at the LA Chargers.
The Eagles are a 2.5 point favorite.
Yeah, Chargers are battling with injuries. The Eagles have not been particularly that good as of late, offensively. But I still think they're overall better than the Chargers right now because of their limitations. So I'm gonna take the Eagles. I'm gonna say we're gonna give it 26 to 13 Eagles.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going with the Eagles as well. The fact that combined in week 11 and week 13 that Justin Herbert has not thrown for over 250 yards total between the 2 weeks is not a good sign. Missing his two offensive tackles is really hurting him. He doesn't have the time to get the ball out. It's going to probably spell the end of their season. If they do make the playoffs, it'll probably be a one and done. Uh, this is going to be what it takes to get Philly kind of back up and running here. Give me Philadelphia 28, Chargers 10.
Also, that is all it. And what are the bye teams?
The buys are Carolina, New England, New York Giants, and the San Fran 49ers.
All right. So those are the bye teams. Uh, Again, make sure. Also, Packers recap episode. I will be breaking everything down, the stats, the plays, the key plays of the Packers, whether we win or lose against the Bears. Hopefully, it's a W. And yeah, we'll be breaking all. I'll be breaking that all down after the game. Um, uh, Kyle, your sponsors.
We'll make it real quick here because we don't got a lot of time. Shout out Nikki, two scoops. Go get some ice cream for the Tonawanda, Kenmore area. Greatest ice cream that I personally have ever had. Shout out Kyle at Chicken Dippin'. Use code 716, 15% off your order. Chickendippin.com or chicken_dippin'. Check out Charlie at Adventure Nomad Gear. Great Adventure Gear for great adventure people. Or Rebel Nomad Gear, sorry. I know he just had a Cyber Monday sale, but that's all I got.
All right. That's it, guys. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe right there, and all that good stuff, the bell and everything else. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku, and he's Rainy 48, and we're out of here. See you next week. Peace!